Well, hello everyone. My name is Zachary O'Shea, and this is Box of Teeth. It's time for another scary ghost story for the holiday season, along with the Dungeon and Dragon monster inspired by it. Next. As a background, telling scary stories during the darkest time of the year, and the holidays was not uncommon, so I've been bringing these stories to you lately. And also, in addition, I did also want to mention that Greasepaint, which is my horror novel, it's about a killer clown, it may have some ghosts in it as well, is available for free right now as an ebook on Amazon. I'm going to put the address right up there. It's Greasepaint. It's Zachary O'Shea. It's the first in the Crimson Thread series. And again, you can get the ebook version of it for free right now through Christmas on Amazon. Just right there. All right, let's go ahead and jump right into that D&D ghost for you right now, which is the Fisher. Some folks think the Fisher was one of those Triton sorts. Others that he was blue-skinned because he drowned. It's hard to tell with an apparition sometimes, especially one with sodden flesh hanging from coral-mired bones. The only thing for sure is this fella is looking to catch living souls, not fish. Legend goes that the Fisher loved another fella, a lighthouse keeper in fact, and they met in secret while the water meets the land. Unfortunate thing was that the lighthouse keeper loved drink just as much as the Fisher, perhaps even more so. One day the Wiki took a header and smashed into the rocks, drowned there, poor soul, among a pool of his own blood. The Fisher wailed when he found his lover's corpse. Folks were drawn to the sound, though they figured they stumbled onto a murder instead of an accident. Perhaps as well they didn't enjoy the dalliance these two men enjoyed. They end up chaining the Fisher to a seaside rock at low tide and set the Wiki's corpse in front of him. The poor bastard got to watch as crabs and gulls feasted on the Lightkeep first and then started pecking on him. They say the Fisher was still suffering and screaming as the water rolled in. There wasn't a corpse when the tide rolled back out. Folks didn't think more of it. That was until the men who visited such cruelty were drowned on dry land. Then the next time the tide was at its highest, the Fisher wiped that village off the map. His vengeance didn't stop there. I don't suppose it ever will. Never know along the coast where he might pop up when that tide is high. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the Fisher statistics for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. The Fisher is a challenge rating 7 medium undead ghost who is chaotic evil. Like all ghosts, he does have the same sort of damage immunities, damage resistances, and condition immunities. He has ethereal sight, incorporeal movement, and etherealness. What makes him a little bit special is he does have innate spellcasting when it comes to a couple of ice and water spells. Instead of Withering Touch, he has Ghost Tide, which is a ranged attack that does necrotic and cold damage and can knock a target over. The Fisher does have a pair of very disturbing actions though. First, he has Fish Gut, so a target has to make a Constitution save or vomit up a swarm of quippers that now are hostile towards that target. These quippers dissolve back into spectral stuff at the end of the turn if they're not in water. But fortunately, or unfortunately for the heroes that might be fighting him, he does have Drowning Pool, so he can move towards an incapacitated creature and start drowning them by producing water that he squirts directly into their mouth, and that then gushes and fills the area around the poor victim. This continues until either the Fisher dies, stops, or the target dies. So again, nasty in both a damage and potential lethal output, and also a terrible way to go. I hope you enjoyed the Fisher. You can find him along with dozens of other ghosts and hundreds of other horror-themed monsters for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, all perfectly free at boxofteeth.blogspot.com. If you're more interested in the non-D&D projects that I have or the horror fiction that I write, remember Greasepaint ebook for free on Amazon right now. You can go to www.zacharyoshea.com. Thank you for your time and your attention, and have a wonderful weekend ahead of you.